All right, y'all. So I'm back with another video. It's kind of similar to the one I did previously. He'll never forsake me. This is another video that the Holy Spirit had put in my mind. I went to a job interview. Well, second one, because I went to one day prior. When I'm recording this right now, it's Saturday, May 6th, and I am actually planning to upload this video the same night. Hopefully it can happen. If not, then it'll be tomorrow, which is Sunday. But we'll see, right? Because right now I'm recording this, it's 5:25, and when I want to do with the editing, it might be too late for me to upload it, so we'll see. But I was driving to the interview and I was thinking about stuff, and the Holy Spirit had put it in my mind to make a video about this. So of course, I'm making a list of the things I wanted to kind of bring up, and we're gonna go. So right now is a picture of me during my graduation, my college graduation in 2021. It was actually my birthday of that year, so May 20th, 2021. So yeah, man, I just want to post that because of the context of this video, the goals I have in life or what I want in life. I'm not too sure where I'm tackling it yet, but that's pretty much it is. I said I graduated, and that's why I put the picture there. So, but that's not, the picture's not gonna be able the whole video. Well, I plan to do this video because some of these points I wanted to show examples of pictures and things that I saw that I wanted to bring up with my points. But then I thought, you know what? Why not just, put different clips of the things I'm talking about? Kind of like, I can't even remember the term, like stock, that's the term, like stock clips of things that I want to talk about and kind of make it a little entertaining. So this video will be the first really edited video that I'm making on this PC, with putting up clips and like cutting stuff and things like that. When I did the edits before for the 6 months of growth, that was just, me recording a regular video, taking the audio and just putting gameplay over it. So it wasn't really anything crazy, but this will be the first video where I kind of do little edits and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it'll be cool. So we'll see how it goes. So for the first point, it's grow closer to the Lord each day. And I'm already doing this, but I want to do it to an even further extent, This mostly what I've been doing during the 6 months of growth from September 2022 to March 2023. Just only focus on the Lord, just, do my prayers, reading the word and things like that, and just gain the knowledge that he has for me whenever he gives them to me, just every single day, grow within him, avoid things of the world, and, just grow as a biblical man, a man of Christ, where I'm living how I preach in a way, kind of, not like really preach, but like the way I share God's word about certain situations with other people who need advice, kind of living what I say. I can't say or give advice about the word and give Bible verses and things like that if I'm not living that life, So definitely something I do want to, something that's a big goal of mine right there. That's number one. Number two is my physique and strength. So this is something that I am working on. Shout out to Brother Alex. I'm in his course. I do want to achieve that androgen density physique, so that it is something I am working on, Brother Alex, and just kind of following the guy with that and things that I'm setting up with him and stuff like that. But it's just something that I have to do consistently. I had to do consistently, and at the end of the day, our bodies are vessels for the Lord, right? And not only that, but just in general, you want to feel good by yourself. You don't want to walk around being a slob and things like that. Obviously, I'm not being a slob, but like, you know what I mean. You don't want to just be unfit and just, what I'm saying? Because like, you just don't want to. You want to look your best. You want to look your best, because when you look your best, you feel your best. And plus, this is other things that will help you in general. You know what I'm saying? Just like when you're healthy, you're able to produce more testosterone. Just being, just eating the right foods and just having a clear mind. Like just being healthy in general is very beneficial, man. And just strength, just to be a protector, not only for the family that I want to build, but the family I have now is the people who around me who I don't even know who need help, just have that strength to be able to protect myself and others. That is something that, I want to have. And again, with the physique, just, working on myself and just being confident, being able to go out to the beach or water park, for example, and just have my shirt off, And I'm not saying that in like, I'm not saying that in like a, I want to be validated for my body type of thing, Like I'm not saying that, but like I just want to feel confident to do things like that. Number 3, build a life of Christ within myself, right? So these things that I want to do for myself. I want to be happier, I just want to live a happy life, because when you live a life with God in it and you follow what God says, you're just naturally happy, Like we don't need things of the world or things that outside to be happy, as long as we have God and we're trusting God for everything, that's how we live happy, right? So happier life, following the commandments, following everything, just, the 10 commandments, just following that, and, to the best of my ability, because at the end of the day, we're not perfect, right? But to the best of my ability, I want to follow everything on there. And that goes back to, living what I preach, just following that and just being an example, like how I was in Florida, pretty much. Avoiding things of the world. I'm ready to do it for the most part. I have made mistakes, going on certain YouTube channels which promote lust, and like even in joking ways, just being a joke and just doing this, or, just the content that certain channels kind of post. It may be entertaining, but it is lustful and it does mess with your mind, and a lot of times it can bring urges, because you might see something and you might look it up, and then that leads to a whole rabbit hole. Certain songs make you feel some type of way. You might feel calm, you might feel like your mind might be clear, you might be feeling good, and then listen to one type of song and that song just kind of messes you up, So just avoiding things of the world, just only listen to positive things, like, even if I listen to music, like for the most part I listen to gospel or like Christian rap, or if I'm working out or I need something to get me hype, I listen to hip-hop instrumentals. Not instrumentals of like a worldly song that's like just an instrumental, like I don't mean that, I mean like just people who make just regular beats. I listen to that, and then just walk around with a positive aura, just literally how I was in Florida. I keep bringing up Florida, especially my last video, because that's literally, I was feeling, during my period I was in Florida, that was the best version of me at that point in time, just being extremely close to God, just walking around with just positivity and just, just doing what I was supposed to do. And when I moved back to Jersey, I started indulging the wrong things of the world, started hanging with the wrong friends again, which at the time I didn't think were wrong friends, but I was doing that, and, that took my mind off of, the good stuff, which at the end of the day, that was my fault, so no one to blame for that, but it was all part of the growth, right? Then point number 4, I want to get my own place in Florida. What if that's starting off an apartment? What if that's getting a house? Whatever the place may be, I want a place where I can call my own, a place where I'm living by myself, or, down the line when I meet a wife, which I'll get to that point. But when I meet a wife and things like that, kind of living with them, just a place where I have my own. Like right now when I'm recording this video, I have the house to myself. Like, my parents, they have to go to some party or something like that. So I literally have the house to myself, and that's how I'm able to make videos like this. I'm able to speak what I need to speak in certain videos, and just like have a clear mind, just have the house kind of be quiet, have the house be quiet where I can just focus on God. Getting my own place is definitely a huge goal, especially with me turning 24 at this point. I've been recording, let me check, a little less than 2 weeks. I'm turning 24, so that's definitely a goal that I do want to get eventually. And, Jersey's cool, tri-state area, right by New York, but The snow is definitely something I don't enjoy, and I just living in Florida and visiting Florida the past 2 years. Florida is definitely a place where I enjoy being. So that's a goal I want. Point number 5: a beautiful, righteous wife. Right. This one, you know, as there's so many women in the world. Even if you go on like apps like just like social media. I don't y'all know I don't use social media, but like social media apps or like YouTube videos, things like that. A lot of the women we see on there, and it's no disrespect to them, but I had to point it out. A lot of the women on there, we see them and we think that it is impossible to find a righteous woman, a woman who follows God, or a woman who's traditional, wants to be a housewife, wants to cook and clean while the man works, wants to, have children, wants to, things like that. Women who wait or wait until marriage, women who don't want a man for his finances. We may think that there's not women like that in the world, but that's not the case. There's women out there like that, but God is going to hide those women from men who aren't righteous, men who are who have lust in their lives, who are struggling with PMO and lust in general. Men who sleep around, men who don't listen to God, or only want to listen to God when something bad happens to them, and then when things turn out all right in their life, they want to switch back to that worldly stuff. God's gonna hide his daughters from those men, but in the right time, God will show you that wife, because God created one woman for each man, right? God creates a helper suitable, right? It's literally in the word, right? So in the right time, God will show you that wife that you deserve, and who, the wife who you deserve and who deserves you, right? So that's what I want, man. And I know with me struggling with lust before and just PMO and things like that, God's definitely, holding that wife a little bit, so just me working on myself, like I said in the previous points, I do want to meet that wife who is my type, who will be my best friend, who will, who we can have a beautiful relationship, which that's actually my next point. A relationship where we grow in Christ, a relationship where we grow in Christ together. We pray for each other. We go, maybe even have Bible studies together. Just live a happy life, just not posting on social media so much about everything, like couples channels and, like things like that, but just keeping to ourselves and just living in peace, just living a peace. And just, when that marriage comes, when it's time to get married, just give to each other, because as men, right, we want that wife who, will cook, will clean, will, like we want that wife, but what are you going to give to that woman? We always want to take, but what are you going to give? A marriage is about giving to each other, and shout out to Brother Christian, because he makes videos about righteous relationships and about what they should be and things like that. So, and I'm also in this course. It's how I'm learning so much. Well, I've learned so much so far, and I'm still learning so much about righteous relationships. But that is the type of relationship that I do want to aim for. Point number 7. I want to be able to have nice dinner dates, or nice dates in general. Dates with nice views, little like dinner cruises they have in certain cities, trips, just things like that in general. And I don't mean like every single date that happens, we do that stuff, because that's not, let's be real, it's not gonna happen, right? But every once in a while, it's kind of like do little things like that, just go to restaurants with, nice views in the background by the water. Uh, Go on some nice dinner cruises where, it's just a little miniature, like little cruise they have going around the city, or, little things like that while you can eat food and kind of just like enjoy the time together. Trips. Not only trips to like different states, different cities, or things like that, but just like, little road trips, little weekend road trips you can take, drive about an hour or two away, and just kind of spend that weekend together. Just, things like that, little things like that. Of course, these things take a little more money than like going to Olive Garden or Applebee's, right? But, just to have that financial this the finances to kind of do little things like that every so often, whether it be an anniversary, or one of each other's birthdays, or just like it's summer and you haven't gone out on a road trip for a while. Just like, hey, let's go here, for the weekend. Just little things like that. Point number 8: permanently quit PMO and lust in general. So right now I'm doing really well. When it comes to avoiding lust. As of the past few weeks, I've been good. Um, Especially just kind of thinking back to how I was, in Florida, and how I was when I was so close to God, and just like thinking about what God's done for me, and just, how I want to please Him. That's definitely helped me a lot when it came to PMO and lust lately. But just to permanently quit it, just never go back to that stuff, and that's why it's so important to work out and to avoid worldly content, because when you have the right mindset and you want to, like, deep down your heart want to quit this stuff, you won't look for this stuff, right? You won't look for this stuff. When you see like an image pop up or any of the stuff, you want to immediately click off or immediately turn your head, right? You don't want to view this stuff. But when you go on certain YouTube channels, right, you may see something like you didn't even intentionally want to see. Like, you were just looking up this channel, you're like, oh, I used to watch this person. You just go and check out their channel, and you see something that they posted that has to do with lust, right? And then it messes you up, just things like that. When you don't work out, and you retain your seed, and you have all this testosterone building up, it's gonna overload you if you don't transmute it into working out and things like that. Like attacking a habit. If you have a side business, just building that side business up. If you don't transmute it, it's gonna overload you, and you're gonna relapse. You're gonna turn to lust. And also, when it comes to like stressful things in your life, if you don't turn to God and just have that mind where you're just trusting God for everything, no matter how hard it is, just trusting in God, and just thinking back to what God has done for you in your life so far, and just how He will not forsake you. And if you don't think of that stuff when negative stuff happens to you, as soon as something bad happens, you're gonna turn to lust. Because as people who are addicted to alcohol and things like that, when something negative happens to them, they automatically turn to it to cope and just to distract themselves from this stuff. That's what people who are addicted to lust and PMO do. They turn to this stuff because it's so easy, and that's why it's so dangerous, because this stuff is free. Alcohol and stuff like that, you have to actually buy it, but the content is literally free. When you have an internet connection, a phone, tablet, computer, or something that can access the internet, you can access it pretty easily. So it's all about just permanently want to quit that stuff, especially when I want to find a wife like I described in the previous point. And the point that I want to say about before, or what I want to say about a point I said before, about those nice dates, with me turning 24 soon, my birthday being in less than 2 weeks, a big point in my head was thinking like, I want to have somebody, like, even if I'm just talking to somebody, like a woman, obviously, I just want to have somebody to like celebrate my birthday with. 'Cause obviously my family and I are gonna celebrate, but in my head, with me just focusing on the wrong things of the world. I'm like, man, I want a woman to celebrate my birthday with, and that's not the right mindset to have, Like, you shouldn't want to meet someone just for something like that, because what if, like, for example, she's not the right woman and you celebrate your birthday with her, and then, like, things don't work out, and then Nike's gonna remember that event, So yeah, that's something that did bother me before, but I realized, it's all gotta be in God's timing, and I can't push that thing, especially like doing things for, like, oh, my birthday's coming up, things like that, So when the time comes, the time comes. I think this is point 9. Like, I don't even know, but I'm just gonna say next point. Have positive masculine friends who are equally yoked, right? So we're not gonna talk about my high school friends. We know that they weren't right for me, and I had to remove them from my life for obvious reasons, right? But I want to have friends, because right now I don't really have any in real life friends, right? Most of my friends are online. I'm part of the free brotherhood communities, which I shared in my community post if you didn't see. One from Brother Alex, one from Brother Christian, and one from Brother EJ. So I have a community on there, right? I have a community of equally yoked brothers, and I do have friends online who are, equally yoked, but I want to, have in real life friends that are equally yoked, positive masculine friends, right? Friends who are positive, who don't down each other. When one person succeeds in something, everybody's happy. One person doesn't get jealous. One person doesn't, like, wish bad upon them or things like that. They don't want them to stay where that person is, and just masculine, like just working on testosterone, working out, following God. Well, that's equally yoked, but you know what I mean. Just masculine, just the same, going after the same stuff, And I don't necessarily mean like the same exact businesses. I don't mean the same exact everything, but like, just aiming for the same stuff, the same stuff that you want in life, and just even online, not just in person, but only even online, just kind of aiming for those people to be around, because that motivates you as well. That motivates you to do the things you have to do when you have other people who are like-minded doing the same thing. And this next point, want to build a Christian YouTube community. So this is something that, we pretty much already have. I post a video, I would share Bible verse in there sometimes. When it comes to me needing help, or someone in the comments need help, y'all share Bible verse as well. Y'all, post, like, just post things about, encouraging biblical stuff and things like that. So we do have that going already, pretty much, but I want to build even bigger, and I don't mean as far as like the subscriber number or anything like that, or views. Like, y'all know, since I started the channel, I don't really care about that stuff too much, but I do want to build this community even more. So, we can all have discussions about the word, have even Bible studies, when I'm able to, when I get my own place and things like that, whenever that comes. Even to have Bible studies when I'm live streaming and things like that. And I can have music in the background, or what I plan to do, go do live streams where we just have music in the back, we talk in the chat, we discuss, even talking about our days, about our days, encouraging each other and things like that. Just things like that, kind of like build this community up as like a Christian community, because there are Christian channels on YouTube, but there's not that many of them, not that many genuine ones where people can turn to, and YouTube is full of like the worldly stuff. That's all you see when you go to the trending page, all you see when you go to the home page. So just to have another YouTube community like that, is definitely something I want to build. And this next point is also a big one for me. Have a job / career and or side business that can provide enough for me to be the provider of the family, and so my wife can be a homemaker, just staying at home, cooking, cleaning, and just following the biblical. So overall, in the marriage, we can follow the biblical roles, right? this is a big one for me because y'all know with my current job and things like that, I'm not getting paid too much. Like I get paid enough to, take care of my bills and have money for myself. But it's not really a lot, and especially when I do want to get that wife, build a family, and things like that, things I want in life. In order to provide, I want those finances to where I can do that stuff. I want to have a job. Like if I'm working a job career, I want to have a job career where I can provide that. I can provide that, and we won't have to struggle. Every just have money in the bank, money in the savings. Just have money through the paychecks to pay for our bills, get groceries and everything like that, and being able to eat out, being able to just have fun on weekends, go to like a carnival. There's different things, just not having to struggle and having enough. I'm not even asking for like to be rich or anything like that. If that comes, if God wants to bless my family with abundance, that'd be a blessing, that'd be wonderful, right? But I'm not asking for so much. But at the end of the day, that's what they say. You can't underestimate God, right? We ask for one thing, we ask for like a little bit, and God really has a bunch for us. So, but I just want to have enough to be that provider, and right now I don't have it, but it's something I do want to build. I do want to follow what God tells me to do so I can actually achieve that. And I know it's very important, and I know if Brother Christian's watching this, man, like I know he's like, what I always say, when I do find that woman, that wife, I do want to find her in this current position in my life, as I'm at a certain point financially where I'm trying to build myself up. This is where I want to meet her, because you don't want to go there at the end of the day, right? You want someone who's with you for you and wants to assist you when it comes to building things like that, so. But that is something I do want to aim for, or a side business also, just have a little extra income on the side. That is something I do want to find as well. So just trusting God with that. That is still something that's up in the air. But I'm just trusting God with that, because God will never forsake me. This next point is more for during like the marriage life, right? Where I want when we're actually marrying, things like that, and have a house and everything like that. Have reliable transportation for the both of us, meaning my wife and I, and also maybe a weekend car as well. So what I mean by that is, I have a car, like a daily car. She has a daily car, and then we have like that car where more like a dream car, right? Like if I like, y'all know my current dream car, which actually has been my dream car since like, I don't even know, 2014 maybe. It's still to this day, like almost 10 years. I do want a Nissan GTR. That's still my dream car. It's always been, pretty much. That's what I mean by weekend car. That car kind of stays in the garage, and we kind of have that nice kind of luxury car to take out when we go out on the weekend, or go out to dinner, or just kind of like, just to kind of, just kind of go out with, But overall, I just want reliable transportation for the both of us. Obviously, if I'm the one working and providing, I need my daily car, and I want her to have her own car in case she does need to go out, if she needs to, if she wants to go out with her friends, if she wants to go groceries, if she wants to go, like whatever she wants to do, just have her own car as well, so she don't have to rely on my car, and she can just go whenever she needs to go, That is something that I do want to have in the future. Of course, if she has a car that she wants, like a dream car, whatever, that's something that can be in addition as well. But this is just like the base of what I'm thinking of. Also, this is including to this point too, including a car that's soon to come. So as y'all know, I don't have my car. I don't have a car currently. The last car I had caught on fire back in March 2nd actually, and yeah, I haven't had a car since. Things are moving in the background. Things that I can see and can't see. I know they're moving in the background, and soon that car will come. But I did add that to this point because these are things that I want in life, and there's blessings that I'm looking for and goals that I have. So I don't have the car yet, so that is something that I want to throw in there. Hoping to have this car pretty much by my birthday. But I'm not rushing the process. It would be great if I had it before or on my birthday, but if not, it's all good. It's whenever that time comes. I know the car that will come to me will be an awesome car. That's why it's taking so long to get it, because God's having them make that car or I'm not saying make like it's brand new, but get that car prepared. Just like, it's gonna be awesome. That's all I know. It's gonna be awesome. That's all I know. Now, this point right here is something that kind of always gets me when I think about it hard. God willing, I want to have a child, like one child. Not saying I only want one child, but I do want to have one child, like a child, while both my parents are still here, still in this world. Because God forbid, we never know when we're gonna go at the end of the day. Only God knows, right? But that is one thing I do want to have. I'm gonna add marriage to that as well. I didn't want to put marriage in there because marriage is something that will most likely happen while they're still around. And it's not like they're really, really old, where they're it's not like that, but I definitely do want to. Again, I'm not rushing or anything like that. I'm not rushing the timing, but that's a goal that I want. I do want to have that child. I'm not saying the child has to grow up with them or anything like that. God willing, that'd be the best case, if my child can grow up with them around. But I just want to have that child while they're still around, and I'm not saying to rush it, oh, we get married, we're gonna have a child soon. I'm not saying that. I'm saying just while they're around, I want to have that child so that they can see, and if they were to pass after that, just, if you hear sounds, I'm getting a little emotional, right? Like I said, this point is kind of big to me, but if they do pass, after that, at least they'll see the first one, and know that I'm doing well in life. Man, I didn't expect to cry during that, man. I was planning to make the video and not cheer up or anything like that, but that point did get me, man. But it's something that I do want to achieve. All right, so last point, have a nice, healthy family and the finances to put them in a nice Christian school. So, I want to build a family. How many kids? I'm not sure yet. 2 or 3 is definitely a goal for me. But I do want to be healthy, grow up healthy, and just just be happy, healthy, have the family be, put God first, and just follow, just follow the biblical laws, and, have the finances to put them in a nice school, because the public schools nowadays, what they're teaching in schools, no, right? So, if I can afford to put them in a Christian school, that's definitely a goal that I do want, or if they, homeschool, whatever the case may be, but I do not want them to go into these schools where, we're teaching all that stuff. So, yeah. But overall, man, those are my points of the goals that I want in life. Just goals I have in life in general. And I, this is everything that I thought of at this point in time, pretty much for hours, just kind of thinking about everything. I could make another video down the line with adding more things, but this is pretty much the gist of, what I do want in life. And yeah, man, I just want to share it with y'all and just have this for myself to look back on, just think about what I want and what I'm aiming for, because when I say in the previous videos, man, it's about the enemy doesn't want you to have those blessings in life. These are the blessings that I want to have in life that the enemy doesn't want me to have, So I do want to read two Bible verses to end this video off. So first one is Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. And second one is Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.